Okay, we reconnected. Hopefully that will... Sorry about that. I might have to... It just started raining. It started raining, which is what caused the outage. It's very annoying. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with this. Because when it rains, I get kicked off. When I get kicked off, I have to wait to... It messes up the stream. I can still see it still says connecting to... Okay, it's reconnected back to Twitch. Yeah. I wish for sunny days, because when it's sunny, nothing will get impeded when it comes to like streaming or programming or such. When it rains, it is such a pain in the butt. It is such a pain in the butt. So if we get cut off again, so if we lose connection again, I might have to say, let's try tomorrow. Because it happened... Yeah, I mean, it happened this morning as well. We're currently in this weird stage in Hong Kong where it's... Yeah, I know, exactly. Be sunny in Hong Kong. I wish. But yeah, right now we're in this weird weather predicament where it will be, a little bit sunny, then a spring shower, then a little bit sunny, then a spring shower. And every time that spring shower hits, internet drops for... Thankfully, it wasn't very long this time. It was only a few minutes, but sometimes it can knock out the internet for up to an hour. And I do not know why. Let's see here. But nonetheless, let's continue working. Let's work as fast as we can while it's still working. So what I was pretty much doing here was I was getting out the directions to our verify. So if you look here, here's our verify right here. So there it is. It should be div label input. So we ended up creating an XPath. So it's right up here. I just created it. So here you can see, there it is, right there. Cloudflare, this is a very long variable name. And I spelled verification wrong. Well, I'm going to just get rid of verification. This will be the Cloudflare checkbox XPath. Or verify. There you go, verify. Cloudflare verify checkbox. And then from here, we're going to click it. So will be self dot. Let's see here. This will be the. We can do click. Let's try this first. Click. Yeah, click element by XPath. There we go. We should probably log this. Actually, I think maybe we should, instead of logging it here, we should log every time we click. So instead of logging it here, let's go to click XPath, which then does here, which is click. And then from here, we will... All right, we need to input in our elements. Let's go ahead and get our web element first. Let's see here. I think I'm going to have to separate... Even though this is going to be a separate function, we're going to have to probably... It seems a bit silly to do it, but I think I might have to. Because it already is a single function, but I think... Because I don't want, when people use this, I don't want people to, when I want people to use this, I don't want people to have to interface with the driver or anything. So if that's the case, we should have get element, or get web page element. And this will be by XPath. And then this will just presume, or this will return an element, a web element to be precise, or that's, yeah, a web element to be precise. And then from here, this will just simply be the find via XPath. So it'll be that, and then we'll return web element, like so. And this will be the element XPath. Well, I built a lot of scrapers in my day. Oh, whoops. I put on the wrong outfit. I built a lot of scrapers in my day, and so actually, it's a kind of a funny story. I didn't build it entirely by myself. I ended up helping, but there was a point in time when I wanted to do a kind of a study. I probably could do it now, but what I wanted to do is I want to go scrape all of the video game data from GameFAQs and then start doing some comparisons to see who's the protagonist. What kind of features do the protagonists have? What kind of situations do the protagonists end up finding themselves in? So what you would do is you'd go through GameFAQs, pull out the game data, then pull out some of the main character information that you could find in one of the various facts. And then with that, I would then crunch all the numbers and go, oh, well, this is the percentage of characters that were, this gender. And this was the percentage of characters, why does this keep showing up? Oh, I think it's because of the verify. All right, we'll hide that for now. But yeah, I was working on something like, I was having fun messing with something like that. And we ended up, because at the time, this was many, many, many years ago, I didn't understand DDoS attacks. So I ended up accidentally having GameFAQs get DDoSed. And they quickly were like, we're banning this IP address because they're over swamping our servers. And then, yeah, I know, it was an accident. So now I understand DDoSing, and because of that, I understand a lot the sleep and the weights that I'm going to be implementing into this. This is so that to be nice, because we don't want to hurt these websites that are providing the information that we're looking for. We want to, be as invasive as possible. But yeah, I think they didn't understand at the time, because this was before they were bought by GameSpot. But I don't think they understood a bit at the time as well, because they did an IP block. And in the States, you could actually, if you, particular companies that you have, you could actually request for a change in IP. All you have to do is release your current IP and then request for a refresh, and it will change it. So even though they banned that IP address that I accidentally DDoSed them with, refreshing the IP address just pretty much negated their block. So I feel sorry for whoever who's unfortunate enough to get that IP address later down in the future. It's been so long, they might have cleared that database, but yeah. It's fun when you dig in, you figure some of these things out. Okay, so all right, so now we have this. So we're going to change this instead from just accessing the driver. We're going to go ahead and do this. There we go. And then from here we can now log it. So let's go logger.debug. There we go. And then let's see here. So I think, actually, that's actually a good question. We have this. Let's see here. Let me let's go try and grab that real quick from our website, because I'm actually a bit curious. Here, let's grab the Cloudflare verification. That. Because it doesn't actually... Well, one thing to do is we should check. We will do a quick check. The reason why... Here it is. Get... Find elements. You return a web element. It doesn't say optional. So does that mean that there is an error? Yes, it will throw an error. So no such element exception exists. So we don't... I think we can then raise that. So that's what we probably can do is we'll just pass the error forward. That way we won't have to worry too much about it. So let's see here. It's good to know. So that means this will only work yeah, so I think we'll have to create a try catch. So we'll try this. Now there it is, catch. Error as E. Oh. And this is actually going to, we need to actually define what this error is. It's going to be the, so we need to go back in here. We need to where's the error? Okay, here it is. No such element exception. All right. So this is the error that we're going to try and catch. There we go. And then we'll log this. And why did catch... Oh, I know why. Boom. Okay. Okay then. Okay. Give me a second. My brain is turned to mush. My brain has gone to mush. I forgot the try. It's try except. Okay then. Thank you. It's try catch in C++. It's try except here. Okay then. Thank you. Okay then. So there we go. And then we'll call this exception error, or we'll call this element exception error. And we'll put down the XPath. So element path, XPath. And then last but not least, we'll then put down the error and we'll input E. There we go. There we go. So we're now catching that. And then from here, all right, so from here, if the try works, so web elements, web elements, which is going to be web elements. Going to be a none. Now we should get rid of this because we don't need to reset the typing. There we go. Now then, from here we're going to try catch, and then we have the web elements. I think I think that might be good for now. We're going to return our... Oh. Yeah, it doesn't like the fact that this is that we're putting a none here. But that's how it's going to have to be. Alright then. So... Part of me feels like that we should let it throw the error, but part of me wants to, because I want to allow us to control for if an error happens. Because if if we have the error, you know, it comes back as none, then I can have it go do something else. If it errors out, then we result in having a major problem. So I would like it to not just throw an error unless we want it to. For instance, for this particular right here now. So we're calling this here. We're getting web path. So if web elements is none, then we're just going to return. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and start going to the element. I feel like that will work. And then we should probably we already logged the fact that there was an error, but we're also going to do another log. And we'll simply say no elements to navigate to. No element to navigate towards. And then, let's see here then. XPath will be equal the element XPath. There we go. Okay, good. There we go. All right then. Yep. Figuring it out. There we go. So with that done, now that we can go to the element via go to the elements, this should not be here. This should be here. So there we go. Actually, I'm thinking, well, actually, technically, yeah, it should be here because we're trying to navigate, we're trying to use the X path to find the element path. So if it's not there, then we should simply say that there's nothing to navigate to, which means the X path was wrong. If we already have the element, then we don't need to worry too much about the, we don't need to worry about that. So let's continue. Wait, is this advanced? Is this advanced coding? I'd be shocked if this is advanced coding. Oh, I should probably, thinking about it, because of the error, because of some of the errors that occurred. I wonder if there are people watching on, let me go do a quick check at my, let me go over here real quick. Let's see, where are you? Here's chats. I need to update the chats because it disconnected. Okay, there we go. It might be a little bit slower. Anyone who's on YouTube, it might be a wee bit slower. Sorry, but there we go. Yeah, and it's going to be white for a bit, but that's the best we can do. That's the best we can do for now. There we go. All right. No worries, no worries. I checked. YouTube's running. It's fine. I checked. It's running. It's fine. I just updated the chats so that anyone who wants to post there, they can, and I can see it. Hopefully we don't get knocked out again. I'm a bit surprised if it's, because I always think of this as not so advanced. It might just be the fact that I technically learned all of my programming through my work. I never actually took classes. So this is all, one would argue it's self-taught, pretty much. Yeah, one would argue it's self-taught. And that's because I needed to do certain tasks. I was the only one who was familiar with computers, so that is what I did. So as such, a lot of this I kind of picked up just by doing it. I see. The way I declare the variable. Is it because I'm keeping the typing?